This is such a beautiful pastime going on, and it requires a lot of intelligence, a lot of understanding, lot of maturity, and lot of blessings, lot of guidance to understand this pastime. Otherwise, it looks like this pastimes is just an ordinary pastimes or affair between mundane boy and girl of this material world, but it's actually not. It is completely pure love. So let's see, we can move on from 208. मत्सेवया प्रतितं ते सालोक्या आदि चतुष्टयम् निच्छन्ति सेवया पूर्णः कुतो अन्यात् काला विप्लुतम्. Translation: My devotees, having fulfilled their desires by serving me, do not accept the four kinds of salvation that are easily earned by such service. Why then should they accept any pleasure they are lost in the course of time? This verse from purport. This verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.67 was spoken by the Lord in connection with the characteristics of Maharaj Ambrisha. Merging into the existence of the Absolute is as temporarily as living in the celestial kingdom. Both of them are controlled by time. Neither position is permanent. What's number 209? Translation: The natural love of the gopis is devoid of any trace of lust. It is faultless, bright, and pure, like molten gold. Text number 210. Translation: The gopis are the helpers, teachers, friends, wives, dear disciples, confidants, and serving maids of Lord Krishna. Verse number 211. Translation: And this verse is spoken by Sri Krishna to Arjuna, and this book is called Gopi Prema Martha, and it has been written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says, O Partha, I speak to you the truth. The gopis are my helpers, teachers, disciples, servants, friends, and consorts. I do not know what they are not to me. What's number 212? Translation: The gopis know Krishna's desire, and they know how to render perfect loving service for his enjoyment. They perform their service expertly for the satisfaction of their beloved. Verse number 213, translation: O Partha, the gopis know my greatness, my loving service, respect for me, and my mentality. Others cannot really know this. This verse was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in Adi Purana. Verse number 214, translation: Among the gopis, Srimati Radhika is the foremost. She surpasses all in beauty, in good qualities, in good fortune, and above all in love. Purport: Among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the best exalted. She is the most beautiful, the most qualified, and above all, the greatest lover of Krishna. 215. Translation: Just as Radha is dear to Lord Krishna, so her bathing place, which is called Radha Kund, is dear to him. She alone is his most beloved of all the gopis. This verse is from the Padma Purana. 216. Translation: O Partha, in all the three planetary systems, this earth is specially fortunate, for on earth is the town of Vrindavan, and there the gopis are specially glorious because among them is my Shrimati Radharani. This verse is spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, incited from the Adi Purana. Verse number 217. All the other gopis help increase the joy of Krishna's pastime with Radharani. The gopis act as the instruments of their mutual enjoyment. Purport: It is said the gopis are divided into 5 groups, namely the Sakhis. So now this criteria is going from lower to top. So namely the Sakhis, Nitya Sakhis, Prana Sakhis, Priya Sakhis, and Parama Preshta Sakhis. All these fair complexion associate of Srimati Radharani, the queen of Vrindavan Dham, are expert artists in evoking erotic sentiments in Krishna. The Parama Preshta Sakhis are 8 in number, which are the primary 8 gopis. And in the ecstatic dealings of Krishna and Radha, they cite sometimes with Krishna and at the other times with Srimati Radharani, just to create a situation in which it appears that they favor one against the other. That makes the exchange of mallows more palatable. 218. Translation: Radha is the beloved consort of Krishna, and she is the wealth of his life. Without her, the gopis cannot give him pleasure. 219. Translation: Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, left aside the other gopis during the rasa dance and took Srimati Radharani to his heart, for she is the helper of the Lord in realizing the essence of his desires. In this verse, in this verse from the Gita Govinda 3.1, Jayadev Goswami describes Sri Krishna's leaving the Rasa Leela to search for Srimati Radharani. Text number 220. Translation: Lord Chaitanya appeared with the sentiment of Radha. He preached the dharma of this age, the chanting of the holy name, and pure love of God. And this is the last one. Verse number 221. Translation: In the mood of Srimati Radharani, he also fulfilled his own desires. This is the principal reason for his appearance. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णापृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चाति देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णापृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते कदम कानन स्वामी के नामने. So the devotees just gonna go back to quick recap what's it's happening here. So if we go back few shlokas, so we can find out this whole important pastimes. It's talk about the characteristics of gopis pure love, you know, and it is so important to understand because they shows the highest perfection of worship, especially the worship of Shrimati Radharani. If you read in text number 162 of this particular chapter, you will find out it's been mentioned as a word. It's called Rudha Bhava. It means the love of Gopi is called Rudha Bhava. Rudha Bhava means their emotion for Krishna. Whether they are angry, whether they are happy, whether they are somewhere in between happy or not happy, in any way, in any circumstances, they are trying to please Krishna because they don't care for their own self. They are completely either physically, either mentally, either emotionally, or by any means, they are here to satisfy Lord Sri Krishna. And it's been also said that their love is been called pure, which is like Shuddha. Shuddha is referred to pure. But Vishuddha, when it's another word added, which is called Vishuddha, it becomes supremely pure. Means not even a tinge of desire or second thought that what will I will get in return. There is not at all. There is no symptom of anything in the love of Gopi, especially Srimati Radharani towards that. And their love is also called spotless love, which is called Nirmala. And it is not at any time of any kind of material lust. It is completely pure because love it's only been reserved for supreme personality of Godhead. What we see, it is a perverted reflection from the spiritual world to the material world, and that love it transforms or it becomes lust into this material world. When we hear all these pastimes of the supreme Lord with his devotees such as the gopis, we start thinking ourselves to the hero of the pastimes, and we all start so also looking for some female companion to do exactly what the Lord has been done in his pastime. But that is not. because the gopis do not care for their own pleasures or pain. You know, all their physical and mental activities are directly towards offering enjoyment to Lord Shri Krishna. And previously, in few shlokas, it's been said, the Lord is also saying, even the 208 shloka, he says that my devotees, in exchange of devotional service, they are not ready to accept the five kind of liberation, which is sarupya, salopya, samipya, and many others. What to speak about the pleasure of this material world? Okay, even our great Acharya Bilvamangala Thakur, he has beautifully has been said, and Prabhupada many times quotes in his teaching. He says, "Mukti swayam muktilanjali sevite asman, dharmartha kama gataya samaya pratikshaha." Means by one when somebody performs a pure devotional service, this all kind of five type of liberation, they are standing at the door of a pure devotee and begging, please kindly accept me, please kindly engage me in your service. But the Vaishnava who's been very pure by doing the service to the Lord, he says, thank you, ma'am, I really don't need you. He just let them go because he has achieved the higher love, the higher taste, which is called prema pumartho mahan. That's what the important reason, and one of the important reason that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared in this material world to give to the fallen soul prema pumartho mahan, and which is so important to understand. That's why Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is very important to read every day and night. you know and if we see in furthermore in 210 to 213 shloka, here Lord Krishna, he explains the role of a gopi in his life. Who are they actually? The author of this book, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, he beautifully explains them. Why I do love gopis so much, because you see, yeah, and he quotes from Adi Purana and Padma Purana. He says the gopis knows Krishna's mind. Gopis knows his pure desire, what really Krishna wants. And gopis also know how to perfectly serve him and please him and his greatness, and how to respect him. Not many people know. Lord himself is saying all these qualities, all this confidential knowledge, not everybody knows. नामे विदु सुरगणा प्रभावम च महर्षिया अहम आदिर ही देवाना महर्षिणाम च सर्वशः. In Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, Lord is saying, see, I am not easily be known by Name Vidu Suragana, not by demigod, not by great sages. Then who will know all these details? All the gopis. All the gopis are there and they know. And among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani, she is the perfect worshipper. That's why her name is Radhika. Radhika word comes from Aradhana. Aradhana means the worship. And no one can worship Lord Shri Krishna the way Srimati Radharani does. Because she doesn't have a pinch of pride in our heart when we do service to the Lord. We can see in our day-to-day practice when we are doing or we are trying to do some service to the Lord, somewhere while giving lecture, while leading kirtan, while cooking, while doing arti, while cleaning the temple, somewhere in our heart there is a desire, am I being recognized by my congregation, or am I being recognized by other people? Are they taking my photo? Am I being known? No, these type of things are not there when gopis does all this service. They have been unknown, they have been completely unknown, to the world. But Lord Krishna, he recognizes everyone's service because he's in the heart, and he knows who is doing what service in which intention. So that's why Prabhupada always says that our consciousness must be completely pure only for the pleasure or the enjoyment or the satisfaction of Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar. Because services or anything, whether it's chanting, whether it's cooking, whether it's giving lecture, whether it's kirtan, whether doing books, anything, any kind of service if we should do in the temple or outside the temple, it must please the Lord. It does not please us, because that's what it's all about. That's why Lord is saying ki gopis knows everything, Krishna's mind and Krishna's desire. So we need to follow the person who knows all these things. So it is very important to follow all their steps. And among them, Srimati Radharani is the topmost worshipper. I'm pretty much sure if all of you have read a book called Shri Brahad Bhagavatamrita by Sanatan Goswami, you will understand that there is a character, he's been called Gopakumara. Okay, and Gopakumara, he was so intense, okay, in his practice because he became frustrated. Now I want to go back to Godhead. Okay, and then who will tell me who is the person who is the great worshipper to Lord Shri Krishna? Let me take his shelter or her shelter. You know, and Gopakumara started his journey right from the Prayagraj, Allahabad, which has been called, and it was Prayagraj. He saw a Brahmana, he's doing a Shaligram worship over there, and he sees them for the far distance. He says, "Ki, oh my God, you are doing it." Oh no, it was said, I think Nadamuni. Yeah. And then Gopakumara is also there, and he also finds and he approaches many other people. Oh, you are the best, you are the best, you are the best, you are the best, you are the best. And he goes to different other materially planets. Okay, then he goes to spiritual world also, where he goes to Vaikuntha Loka. Then he goes to Dwarka, Ayodhya, and then finally he reaches Goloka Vrindavan, where he sees among everybody, because whomever he meets, they all are the great worshipper of Lord Shri Krishna. Okay, but no one claims himself or herself that I am the best among everybody. Yes, now you have approached me, you have found me, I am the great worshipper. Everybody says in their humble attitude, no, it's not me. There are so many other people who are a great worshipper with their pure consciousness. They worship the Lord, and everybody forward the case to other person. And Gopakumara, he goes to everybody. He just goes to other planet. He meets there. He spends some time over there, and he try to understand. Especially he goes to Hanumanji. Then he goes here and there, everywhere he goes. But he's not satisfied until he reaches Goloka Vrindavan. And then when he reaches there and everybody forward, now go to the gopis. Go to the gopis. When he goes to the gopis and the gopi says, oh, everybody says, but we are not the best. Among us, Srimati Radharani is there. That's why Gopakumara, he's been, directed toward the great worshipper. Even our Gaudiya, Vaishnava, if you read it or understand from the Tattva point of view, even in Caritamrita, Adi Lila chapter 17, which is the last chapter of the Adi Lila, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he didn't take a sannyasa, and still he's a grammar teacher in Nadia, and he's teaching all his students. And while doing that, suddenly he goes into ecstasy. Instead of chanting Hare Krishna, he was chanting Gopi, 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 Gopi. And by hearing this, then all the students, they start making joke of him. Are, what kind of teacher are you? You supposed to chant Hare Krishna, not the Gopi Gopi. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he becomes so fried up, and he takes the stick and start chasing all his students, start trying to beat them up. But later on, he find out, because he is in Radha Bhav. Shri Radhare Bhave Eva Gora Avatara. Hare Krishna Naam Laila Gora Avatara. नहीं, Hare Krishna Naam Kailo Gora Avatara. Or Hare Krishna Naam Prachar Kailo Gora Avatara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in the Radha form, so he just want to taste कि what does Shrimati Radharani feels when I was in the form of Krishna. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's Krishna himself, but he want to adopt the attitude, the mood of Shrimati Radharani. So in that purpose, he says, "Ki, oh, okay, let me take sannyasa and let me go and preach and give this holy name, the congregation chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Let me teach other people. Otherwise, people will take me lightly and they will do a lot of offenses. So let me take sannyasa. Because when a person takes a sannyasa, then other people takes him very seriously. Whatever he says, whatever he do, whatever he, preach, everybody respects him. Otherwise, he was saying, if I'll be in my householder life, then people will joke me. So that how it becomes like that. And then here, even in the early morning, when we come, our worship is there when we chant Tulsi Arti, and there is a line there. It says, "E nive dana dharo sakhir anugata karo." This whole prayer is a Raganuga prayer. The prayer is there. The author who just wrote this prayer, Tulsi Arti, he's saying, A Nivedana, I have my only one desire. Okay, Nivedana, I have one, my offering, please kindly fulfill. I have my one wish. And what is that wish? Sakhir Anugata. That whatever the gopis are there, please make me their follower so I can worship Radha Krishna into that mode. Okay, and into that mode. And same way, if you see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the same gopis, chapter number 13 of Canto 10, where the gopi separations are there when they were in the rasa dance. Okay, and this whole set of gopi prayers is so wonderful to understand, and they're full of philosophical things. And one of the beautiful shloka which I really like to meditate upon, and that was a Tava Kathamritam. Okay, and it is text number 19. It says, Tava Kathamritam, ki my Shri Krishna, Tava is referring to Lord Shri Krishna, which we can see in Bhagavad Gita, where Arjuna says that Nashta Moha Smriti Labdha Tava Prasada Maya Achyuta and Karyashe Vachanam Tava. So he's referring to the Lord, say, Tava Katha Amritam. Ki, oh my Lord Shri Krishna, your Katha is like nectar. Okay, and tapta jivanam. Tapta means suffering. Okay, suffering from our own body, mind, from this material world, from the three modes of material nature. Jivanam, it gives life to those people, those who are suffering into this material world. And Kavi Bhir Iditam. Kavi Bhir means the highly intellectual people, those who always think like poet. So it says ki Lord Krishna's Katha is sung by ancient and contemporary poets, like all the great sages, especially Lord Krishna's mom. Whatever she sings early in the morning, when she's churning the milk or she's boiling the milk and she's doing any other activity, whatever pastime she sings or she composes into singing, the whole Brajvasi sings the same song throughout the whole day. Okay, and what happened next? Kalma Shapaham. Kalma Shapaham means ki whatever you can see that sinful contamination, inauspiciousness, or repeated of birth and death, it all goes away. Kalma Shapaham. Everything got vanquished when a person start listening to the Katha of Lord Shri Krishna and his devotee in a pure consciousness to get out of this material world. And Sarva Mangalam. Sarva means all, Mangala means it's all auspiciousness. The person who speaks, it's auspiciousness in his life, and the person who hears, it's very, very auspiciousness in their life. And Shrimad Attam. And this beautiful story, the pastimes of Lord Shri Krishna, which is spiritually potent and it must be propagated or must be shared with everybody, whomever we meet. That's why Lord had says, Yare dekha, tare kaha, Krishna updesh, Amara agya hana hoye, tara e desh. That wherever you go, whomever you meet, kindly please instruct, give the message of Lord Shri Krishna, because by doing that, you will play the role of a spiritual master. And bhuvi grinhanti ye bhuri dajanaha. That while broadcasting, and it should be broadcast by the most munificent people on the planet, because if you see those people who are really engaged, educating the conditioned soul by the knowledge of Lord Shri Krishna, they are not an ordinary people. They have been completely blessed by the Guru Acharya, especially by Lord Shri Krishna. By their blessings, it is not possible for anybody to utter a single word in the glorification of the Lord. Even though in Bhagavad Gita it has been said 7.29 or 28, it means Yesham tva antagatam papam jananam punya karmana te dvandve mohe nirmuktana bhajante mam dridvata. The person, okay, whose sinful activity has been eradicated in this life and previous lifetime, only that person is fully engaged in the service of Lord Vasudeva or Lord Shri Krishna. Okay, so somebody has made us fortunate. Okay, somebody has made us fortunate in this life, so we become in debt to that person or to the whole Guru Parampara or to all the sages that we should take off that debt. That how do we do that? We do that by sharing the same knowledge with others also. The way somebody has tolerated us in our initial days, and they are still tolerating us, whatever our, uh, behavior, the way we are practicing our spiritual life. So we need to do the same thing with others, because in the initial days, it's really hard. When you try to preach, you can see people, they say something else on your face. Yes, yes, Prabhuji, I will do whatever you want, and I will chant that many rounds, I will come time. But you don't see them anymore. You need to chase them day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. But there is a fruit doing that, because it pleases the Lord, because it pleases Lord. That's what the role of the gopi is. If you see the particular text we just read, what the gopis do, among the gopis, there is always a fight, because no gopi is try to go to Krishna first. Every gopi is approaching other gopi. No, you go to Krishna. No, you go to Krishna. No, you go to Krishna. Because by doing that, it pleases the Lord, because they are not there, I am first, I am first, I am first. No, they are giving opportunity. No, when Krishna be with you, then please, he will be pleased, and when he will be pleased, then I will be pleased. In the previous shlokas, we have read there is always a competition between Lord Shri Krishna and the gopis, that who will give the best service to who. Krishna says, no, I will give the best service to my gopis. I want to see the smiling face on their, or smile on their face. And the gopi says, no, I will do the best service to you, because I want to see a bright smile on your face. So there is always a competition. So that's why one time Prabhupada also said that book distribution is also a gopi bhav. Because what a person does, he goes outside and he brings the person to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. He brings them closer to the Lord. So this is also called Gopi Bhav. Gopi Bhav does not mean here anything kind of a sexual things, which are only a conditioned soul only think only that far. Oh, this is a mundane affair the way I do in my college days or school days. No, it is not like that. It is completely pure. A jiva, first of all, cannot really understand what are the spiritual subject matter, because Krishna is completely spiritual, not a tinge of material matter is there. And the gopis, if you see the associates of the Lord, they are also not material, they are also completely spiritual. And their activities are also completely spiritual. That's why he has said in 4.9 Bhagavad Gita, um, karma chame divyam. Janma karma chame divyam. All my appearance, my birth, and all my activities, they are completely transcendental, and it will not be understood by any material subject matter. You need to have the guidance of the previous acharya, because the previous acharya, when they see our attitude, we really want to love Shri Krishna, we really want to serve him, and by their blessings, they uncode all the formulas. They uncode, or they open the doors where we have access to understand Lord Shri Krishna. Otherwise, it's not possible. It's really not possible for a conditioned soul to understand. We can see that, in our life. I mean, how much there's so many subject matter to understand in this material world. There is a doctor, there is a archaeologist, there is an architect, there are teacher, there are cooks. Somebody wants to be a pilot, somebody wants to be a driver, somebody wants to be a IT wala, somebody wants to be scientist. There's so many subject matters to learn, in this material world. And how much we know, how much do we know, even though if we are into particular profession, we are also not expert into that, even though we have been spent 35-40 years there. So where is the question that we can understand the spiritual subject matter, which is tripad bhuti? This material world has been called ek pad bhuti, because among the fourth section it is only one part, and the rest of the three part is a spiritual world. So where is the question? Then we can understand the spiritual subject matter, where Lord Himself has says, as I quoted earlier, that neither the great sages, Neither the great demigods or big demigods such as Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, if they cannot understand and they are on the higher realm, so where is the question? A conditioned soul, very badly conditioned, and who's living on this earthly planet can really understand the spiritual subject matter. It's not possible for anybody to understand. Only just by the blessings, only just by the blessings of Lord Shri Krishna, until unless he allows, because he's in the heart. Until unless he allows and he sees our sincerity, we really want to know him, we really want to spread his message to the world, then only he gives the knowledge in the heart so the jiva can speak like that the jiva has never been spoken before. Even if you see, if you speak to other great Vaishnavas in our society, they have been preaching or giving lectures for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, or 60 years. Sometimes is their own realization. Whenever I sit on the Vyasansa, I really myself amazed. Am I really speaking? Is it me or is somebody else is speaking through me? Yes, this is somebody else speaking through me because there is a whole Guru Parampara is there. If your heart is pure and you're really sincere and you're really determined to love, to get the love of Godhead, that's why these all things are there. And the second point I would like to mention in this class, the Lord was saying about the Radha Kund. We all know that how favorite Radha Kund is. It is a liquid form of Srimati Radharani. It is completely a liquid form of Srimati Radharani. And I would like to quote, if you know Nectar of Instruction by Rupa Goswami, and that's why we have been called Rupa Anuga, because we really need to follow Rupa Goswami. Because all the Goswamis have written so many books, so many instruction. We need to understand with the maturity, with the blessings of our spiritual master, and try to absorb or try to implement those instructions in our life. So text number 9, I would like to read the translation for you all. Please be attentive to this. Text number 9 of Nectar of Instruction. It says the holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathurapuri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan because of Krishna's Ras Leela pastime. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, and because it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastime. And above all, the super excellent Shri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is the overflowed and the ambrosial nectarian prema of the love of the Lord of Gokula Shri Krishna. Where then is there the intelligent person who is unwilling to serve this divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? We can see how important Radha Kund is. And Prabhupada and many other Acharya says ki yes, whenever we get time, we should go there. We should take the blessings of the Radha Kund. We could sprinkle some water on our head over there. It's so important. It is a liquid form. I will not get into the full pastimes of the Radha Kund, how it came up. As we know that Radha Kund, where Srimati Radharani and all the Sakhis, they took bath in there. And it is a and whoever takes the bath, he is flooded with the love of Godhead. Okay, in a text number here 11, in text number 11, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes and he says ki taking bath in the Radhankund is one of the devotional service of Gaudiya Vaishnava. He says, let me read for you. It is stated that the devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis, as if he once takes a bath in Radhakund. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the banks of Radhakund, he should at least take a bath in the lakes as many times as possible. This is important item in the execution of devotional service. Actually, I tell you one thing, because in our ISKCON society, there are many versions to it. Okay, there are many versions. Some people say that Srila Prabhupada has forbidden not to take bath in Radha Kund. And some people says no, Srila Prabhupada has okay. Okay. So in 2022, my spiritual master Kadam Swami Maharaj, he was giving a lecture on the appearance day of Radha Kund. And he was mentioning and he was quoting Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada, Rupa Goswami. And he says, yes, one can take the bath with humbly approach. Okay, with the humbly approach and take the blessings of Srimati Radharani and the Guru and the Vaishnava, then a person can go and take the bath and it won't be any problem. And when he finished his lecture, okay, because many people were there, they may thinking, oh no, Prabhupada says, ki, no, we should not go, we should just go and take the, sprinkle some water on their head. So by the time when he finished the lecture, guess who came down? His Grace Guru Kripa Prabhuji. He was staying in Vrindavan. So as soon as he came down and he said to my Guru Maharaj, Maharaj, can I add something in your lecture? And Maharaj was very happy. Maharaj said, yes, Prabhuji, please. And then he took the mic and he says, Keep when the first time when Srila Prabhupada took 7, 8 people, all of his students, to Radha Kund to take bath, because they all were foreigners. So foreigners, they were not even have a access to how to take bath, in the holy river. They thought it is just like a normal swimming pool. And Prabhu was mentioning that we were completely new. First time we went, and we didn't know how to, I mean, what kind of attitude or what kind of things we should be keep in our mind when we are entering into such a holy place there. He said we just jumped. We just sprinkling, playing and making fun of each other. And then Prabhupada got upset. And Prabhupada says, Ki that if you have to do like this, so never come and take bath here. You know, but Prabhu says that after that, because we were new, when we were chastised by our spiritual father, then we got the lesson and we got the, teaching then how we should approach Radha Kund. And he says, after that, I went so many times to take bath in the Radha Kund. So the means is here that we need to understand how our spiritual master, because we need to definitely consult with our spiritual master. As I said, in our ISKCON, there are so many sayings are there. Yes, we should go, we should not go. So please approach your spiritual master before we go and take the bath in the Radha Kund. Even though if you go there and if you take few drops of water and you sprinkle or on your head, is as equally as that you have taken a bath. Even though when I heard that lecture that my spiritual master had gave access to us to go and take bath, in that evening I went to him and I personally asked him ki, Maharaj, is that what you said, is it right? Maharaj says, yes, you can go, but if you can approach with proper humble mood, with full of love, devotion and everything, and pay obeisances to her, okay, and ask for any forgiveness, then you can go and take bath. After that I went 3, 4 times and I took part in the Radha Kund. Even though you can say that, many people will not be agree, but if you know the Veda based folio, okay, in that introduction, Srila Jadaveda Swami Maharaj, he has mentioned how do we see when we see this type of contradiction statement here and there, one Swamiji says this, one Swamiji says that, then Maharaj says there are level of authorities to understand this. Okay, then he keeps number one his books along with legal documents and similar paper. Then he keeps on the second level his lectures. Then he keeps third level on letters, and then he keeps the fourth letter on a fourth level conversations. So this Radha Kund scene was happened when Srila Prabhupada says, no, if you have to act like this, like a childish behavior, then you should not do it. That was a conversation among happened between the 7, 8 people there. Otherwise, if Prabhupada has to stop everybody, then nobody will go from our ISKCON people to go and take a bath, then he should have changed in his text number 11 of Nectar of Instruction. No, he simply has said that Rupa Goswami has said that it is stated that devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of gopis if he once takes bath in Radha Kund. Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he's saying that Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the bank of Radha Kund, he should at least take a bath in a lake as many times as possible. Please kindly go and read text number 11 purport. It's been completely mentioned, but please kindly consult your spiritual master before you go and take bath in there. I mean, it is such a holy place. Like an example, if a child comes to our temple and is making so much noise, he just, trying to put whole temple upside down, and it's embarrassing to the parents. because it's such a holy place and everybody is silent. You know how to behave here. And the parents chastise. They says, okay, okay, if you have to do always like that, if you have to make a noise in the temple, so next time you don't have to come here. So does it really mean, I mean, the parents are really stopping him not to come to the temple? No, he's stopping his misbehavior, his mischievous activity. No, you should not do. So next time when the child learns, okay, how should I have to behave in the temple, then of course, because that's what is temple for, because he just want to make them advance in their attitude, in their behavior. So that's what Srila Prabhupada did. And the person who was in between all those 7, 8 people, it was Guru Kripa Prabhu. He said, I was among those 6, 7, 8 people. I was chastised by Srila Prabhupada because I was the one who was doing the make noise, more noise. And when I got the lesson, then after that, even Prabhupada also knows we went many times and we took bath in the Radha Kund. And it is such a holy place. It has been considered on the rank number 1. You can see, you know, even the spiritual world, Makunda, okay, who is the higher? Mathura. And again, then Mathura, Vrindavan. Vrindavan, Govardhan. Among the Govardhan, Radha Kund. That's why Lord is saying in this particular pastime here, that's key. Yes, Radha Kund is also very, very dear to me because it's a liquid form of Shrimati Radharani. And it is the part of our devotional activities. So whenever we go, we must go with the right attitude, not just only taking the bath in the Radha Kund, any kunda over there, Brahma Kund, Sankarshan Kund, Shama Kund, Narad Kund, any kund we go there, we must have the same attitude. What is that attitude? Devotional attitude, loving attitude. Okay, ki my dear Lord, please kindly forgive me. Even though I am very sinful, I'm trying to elevate myself spiritually, because it's been said in the scripture we have to do it. Kindly pardon my offenses and just go in a humble mood, take your bath just in 1 deep, 2 deep, 3 deep, 4 deep. You can come out and just dress on. What's the problem? Acharyas has said. Otherwise, why would an acharya has been not been said in their Vedic scriptures? So that's why we need to understand and consult with some senior Vaishnavas, such as your own spiritual masters. Okay, so I would like to stop here and see if anybody has any questions regarding this matter. So I would like to answer them.
Hare Krishna, Guru Brahma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Thank you so much. Wonderful class, wonderfully mentioned all this very esoteric subject matter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and how Srimati Radharani and the gopis, their love for Krishna, and how we understand this very transcendental topic, which we may not perceive, may not understand properly. We put together in such an example of getting into the Radha Kund, the mood, and how we should approach spiritual master. And yes, this is sometimes we take it very lightly. Oh, this spiritual master is a person like me who is, can decide that whether can go or not. And Acharya said that do this way, but spiritual master saying this way, and
Yeah,
yes, this is very wonderful.
yeah, bro. Yeah, it's been said, Prabhupada says ki that's why spiritual master is there. If you find any kind of a contradiction statement in the society, must do approach a spiritual master for the clarification, because many people say many things. If he doesn't have, then on his equal level, you can approach other senior Vaishnava. Make sure you are on the right path. Otherwise, if you have missed such an important aspect of your life, and at the end of the day you just find out I have been misguided by other people, it's a great loss.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
This is mentioned that our spiritual master, our guru, is a primary care physician.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly, the what is going on in your mind, what exactly knows what this person is, and what is the right medicine for this person.
yeah, that's right. That's why, Prabhuji, I quoted the level of authorities there. Because
Yeah.
if you go to Vedabe's folio, that's why it's been said, कि how do we understand Prabhupada has said many statements, because all
Yes.
his important statements are contextual. You
Yes.
know, sometime it's this only letter. Prabhupada also has been said, कि please do not reveal all my letters to everybody.
Yeah.
Because some of my letter only just cause of you, just for you, and some of my letter only just cause of this particular center or a temple or only particular area.
Yeah.
So time, place, and circumstances, Prabhupada has adjusted because he is an authorized person to do that. So we cannot apply anything from anywhere and pick up. That's why we need to have a good amount of tattva understanding, reading all Prabhupada his letters, his books, his lectures, his conversation, and taking guidance from the senior Vaishnavas also. Okay, how do I understand? Otherwise, people will take instruction given to somebody else. Oh, I can also think, I think this instruction is very easy, I can do it in my life. But later on, you find out you have messed your life with that instruction. you
Yeah.
know so it's not so easy. Every statement is contextual, so make sure clarify with other seniors before we jump into it.
Yeah. Certainly.
Yeah.
That's it's very important that we have a spiritual master who can guide
Yeah.
in the right path. It's
Yeah.
very, very important.
Yes. Yes.
হরে কৃষ্ণ বাবু, দণ্ডবত প্রণাম।
Hari bol Maharaj.
হরি বল, দণ্ডবত প্রণাম প্রভু।
Dandavat pranam, Prabhu.
First time I went to Jatra with Madhupati Prabhu. Madhupati, I got deep in
Radha
Radhakund.
Kund.
Prabhu, we can't hear you. Prabhu, we can't hear you. There's some problem.
So right now it's okay.
Yeah,
Okay, Prabhu.
much better.
So I dipped Radhakund with Madhupati Prabhu there, and then next time I went there, some other Prabhuji, Bajaj Prabhu, told that Bajaj Prabhu also was here earlier. Bajaj Prabhu told that I asked Bajaj Prabhu how many times I can dip in Radhakund and then Samkund also, right? How many times I can dip? So Bajaj Prabhu told that 7 times you can do in Radhakund and 4 times in Samkund. Is this correct, Prabhu?
Prabhu, I'm not sure, Prabhu. I've never heard all these things, Prabhuji. He says, just take
Oh,
bath
why there is? Did you ask him that why 7 and why 4?
No, that time I did not ask Prabhu, just I did it.
Yeah, Prabhu, if you find anything like that, please ask the Vaishnava. Is any reference to it? Shastric or anywhere Prabhupada has said or anywhere in the scripture is been said. But I have no idea, Prabhuji. I have no idea about 6 or 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Bhakti has to be there, that I know, if you're
oh,
taking bath into that.
oh, okay, but is it correct that we need to dip into Radhakund, then dip into Samkund? That is the way.
It's the same water, Prabhu. It's the same water. That's what I'm
Same.
saying, before you think like that or you hear anything, must approach your spiritual master to get access into that kind of things.
Okay.
Who says what? That's why I said in my lecture, there's so many things are going on here and there. We just hear from this Prabhu, that Prabhu, better. That's why spiritual master is there for all these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Very nice lecture, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Anybody else has any thought or any questions to ask?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Mataji. Who is speaking?
for
I can't hear you, Mataji.
Shweta. I'm
Okay.
driving, Prabhuji.
Hare
Am I
Hare
not
Krishna.
audible?
No, okay, Mataji, you can hear. Yeah, please. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I joined towards the end of the class, but I heard you talking about Radha Kund, Prabhuji. So I just wanted to share my experience. So this year I went to Mayapur first time. And there I went to, there is Radha Kund, Prabhuji, in Mayapur.
Yeah.
So I went there with my parents, and I did not, normally we sprinkle water. So I did not have the idea that the stair would be slippery. So as soon as I stepped on the stair, I fell inside the kund. So I got head bath there, Prabhuji, and there were a lot of fishes.
Jai Harival, Harival. Radharani, pulled you in.
We drenched in the Radha
Radharani pulled
Kund
you
there.
in. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then somebody pulled me out, and that was my experience, Prabhuji. I considered it like Radha Rani pulled me inside. She gave me like she overflown the mercy. So that was yeah.
No, Mother, it's very nice. Yeah. It just happened to many, many of us like that, if you know this. As I said, ki if we do anything in the dham or outside the dham, our activity must be to please Lord Shri Krishna. If it is there and our heart is pure to please the Lord, then everything is okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Because sometimes people are very jealous, they really don't understand the knowledge from the deeper point of view, and they make a bloat thing in the air, oh, it is like that, it is like that. No, it's not like that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice
Thank
voice.
you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for wonderful class as usual. Yeah, I just want to share my experience. Last year we also went to Vrindavan, actual Vrindavan, and I heard from Madhupati Prabhuji we should not touch our feet also in the water at Radha Kunda, but we can chant. And we were just sitting, four of us, whole family, we were sitting near Raghunath Das Goswami's kutir and were chanting. So peaceful, Prabhuji. It was like just looking at Radha Kund and chanting. It gives so much peace inside. Well,
Yes,
it was
yes.
very nice.
Yeah. It's very nice one.
Very good.
Thank you. Okay, Prabhuji, shall we stop? What do you reckon?
Yeah, if there is no other concerns, comments, questions, reflections, yes, nothing else. Otherwise, we can conclude. Yes, we are again back to our Chaitanya Charitamrita class after the beautiful Kartik month. This is our perfection. That we can say that getting into Chaitanya Charitamrita, Kartik, the vows and the vrata and the purification and all this leads to that getting back again to the Chaitanya Charitamrita and PhD studies compared to that, any level PhD level studies of bhakti. One can really get into the deep subject matter. Thank you all. Please join every day. This we continue this every day. So please join, and this is our great fortune and opportunity. So thank you so much. If there is nothing else, let's conclude chanting together. Panchakalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhevaja Siddhanam pavane Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nanda Gaudi Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Guru Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Hari Bol.